The moment I laid eyes on the 2025 Mercedes GLS Maybach 600, I knew this wasn't just another SUV, it was a statement. A rolling piece of automotive art that blended sheer engineering prowess with an elegance so refined, it could silence a room. Imagine pulling up to a black-tie gala in this beast. The double M insignia gleaming like a badge of royalty, the paint shimmering under the moonlight like a tailored tuxedo dipped in diamonds. People don't just glance, they stare. And they should. This is not transportation. This is arrival. The first thing you notice when stepping inside isn't the soft closed doors or the illuminated Maybach logo. It's the silence, not the kind you get in a quiet room, but the kind that feels engineered, a deliberate hush that tells you you've entered a sanctuary. The cabin cocoons you in leather so soft it feels illegal, with every surface kissed by handcrafted wood, brushed aluminum, or piano black lacquer. Then the magic begins. As the door seals with a gentle click, the massage seats come alive, customizable, of course. Choose from hot stone therapy or active workout, as ambient lighting bathes the cabin in a hue that matches your mood. The scent of white jasmine and citrus begins to swirl gently through the climate-controlled air, thanks to the Maybach's bespoke fragrance system. Yes, it doesn't just drive, it breathes luxury. The twin 12.3-inch screens stretch across the dash like a cinematic display. Every pixel is razor-sharp, controlled by Mercedes' updated MBUX interface that responds to your voice, your gestures, even your eye movement. Want to dim the lights, open the panoramic roof, or change the scent in the cabin? Say the word. Or don't. The car already knows. Under the hood lies a 4.0-liter V8 Biturbo engine, hand-built and tuned specifically for Maybach, producing 550 horsepower and 538 lb-ft of torque. But it's not the kind of power that screams. This power whispers. It glides. It's like riding a wave of velvet torque, so smooth you forget you're moving until you realize the rest of the world is being left behind. And then there's the rear seat experience, the true throne of the Maybach 600. Recline up to 43 degrees, extend the footrest, and engage the executive rear seating package. Twin tablet displays let you control virtually everything, from media to seat temperature, while a center console offers a chilled compartment for your champagne flutes. Yes, flutes. The Maybach doesn't expect you to drink sparkling water. Every inch, every touchpoint, feels as if it was designed by someone who asked, how can we make this feel like a private jet on the road? Because that's exactly what this SUV is. A rolling VIP lounge, meticulously crafted for those who live on a different tier. But the GLS Maybach 600 isn't just about indulgence, it's intelligent, too. With advanced driver assistance systems like Active Distance Assist Distronic, Active Lane Change Assist, and Maybach-exclusive e-Active Body Control, it doesn't just drive, it thinks. It watches. It learns your habits. It adapts to the road before the road even knows what it's about to do. This is what it feels like when luxury meets artificial intelligence. Continue. The road becomes a suggestion, not a command. You glide over imperfections as if the pavement were silk, thanks to the predictive suspension that scans the surface ahead and adjusts each damper in real time. Speed bumps, potholes, uneven terrain, none of it matters. The GLS Maybach 600 doesn't merely handle them, it eliminates them from existence. There's no jolt, no sway, not even a hint of disturbance. It's as if the laws of physics were slightly rewritten for your comfort. And comfort is the word that keeps circling back. But it doesn't fully capture the experience. This isn't just about being comfortable. This is about entering a different sensory realm. The kind where luxury is not defined by what's visible, but by what's felt, what's anticipated, and what's not there, like noise, like effort, like tension. The Maybach 600 erases them all. On the open highway, the SUV transforms again. Activate Maybach mode and everything slows down, not the speed, but the character of the ride. The throttle becomes silkier, gear changes imperceptible. It feels as if the road is moving for you, not the other way around. The rear seat passengers receive extra suspension softness, reducing lateral movements, making long drives feel like afternoon naps in a 5-star suite. And even as you accelerate, say, from a complete stop onto an expressway ramp, you don't get a roar, you get a surge. A deep, measured push of power that feels infinite but never overwhelming. That's the beauty of the Biturbo V8, all that muscle wrapped in absolute grace. You hear just enough of it to be reminded that this vehicle can dominate, but it chooses not to unless you command it. It is confidence, not arrogance. Power, not aggression. As night falls, the Maybach doesn't dim, it glows. Ambient lighting in 64 colors floods the interior in waves and accents, drawing gentle lines across the dash and under the seats. The Burmester 3D sound system comes alive in the stillness, producing a symphony so immersive it doesn't play through the cabin, it becomes the cabin. Whether it's classical music, deep bass, or a podcast spoken in hushed tones, the acoustics are flawless. Each note is a whisper in your ear, perfectly placed, impossibly clear. In the city, people notice, not just because of the sheer size and presence, but because of the way it carries itself. Most SUVs growl for attention. The Maybach glides into the frame like royalty entering a ballroom, understated yet undeniably powerful. The 23-inch monoblock wheels don't just roll, they hover. The chrome accents along the side, the subtle Maybach badges on the C-pillars, the pinstripe detailing in the grille, it all speaks in a refined dialect of luxury that only a few truly understand. Step out in downtown LA, and valets treat it differently. They don't just park it, they present it. A car like this doesn't belong in the background. It changes the energy of every space it enters. Onlookers pull out their phones, not in shock, but in awe. They know they're seeing something rare, something crafted, not just manufactured. But there's a secret to the Maybach experience that can't be captured in brochures or launch events. It's the way the vehicle learns you. Drive it for a week, and it begins to anticipate you. Your climate preferences, your favorite routes, your seat adjustments, your media choices, all become part of its routine. You're not just in control, you're in partnership. And when you've had a long day, one of those days when the world feels sharp and cold, the Maybach 600 becomes a cocoon of warmth. You slide into the cabin, the seats hug you like an old friend, and the doors close with a hush that signals you're home. The ambient lighting chooses a calm lavender. The seat gently reclines to your saved position. The scent diffuser releases just the right amount of bergamot and cedar. And for a moment, nothing else exists. Just you, floating through the night in a machine that was designed not just to move you, but to elevate you. You don't think about the fuel economy. You don't wonder how many miles are left in the tank. You don't check your phone. All of those things belong to another world, the world outside the cabin. In here, time bends. Stress evaporates. And you realize that Mercedes hasn't simply built a luxury SUV. They've created a new dimension of travel. Even traffic becomes irrelevant. The Maybach's driver assist features don't just nudge the wheel and hit the brakes, they perform with finesse. The adaptive cruise maintains not just speed but comfort. The lane-keeping system doesn't ping or tug, it whispers corrections so gently you barely notice. And if you need to stop altogether, the car does it gracefully, coming to a halt as if bowing for applause. This isn't transportation. This is meditation in motion, sculpted in chrome and stitched with perfection. And somewhere, between the start of your journey and your destination, you begin to forget what day it is, not because you're lost, but because you've arrived at something rarer than location. You've arrived at peace. The Maybach doesn't shout. It doesn't beg to be driven fast. It invites you into an experience that only a handful of people on Earth will truly understand. A world where silence, smoothness, and subtlety replace flash, noise, and force. A world where engineering and elegance don't compete, they dance. And so, as the sun sets behind the city skyline and the lights of the 2025 Mercedes GLS Maybach 600 begin to glow like stars stitched into metal, you realize this isn't just the end of a drive, it's the beginning of a new standard. A new era. This SUV is not about showing off wealth, it's about showing the world you've reached a level where only the finest will do, and even that must feel effortless. It whispers to those who understand sophistication, who crave power wrapped in silence, and who see craftsmanship not as luxury, but as necessity. Every curve, every feature, every breathless moment in this vehicle tells a story, of prestige, of purpose, of presence. The Maybach doesn't demand attention, it commands it. And when you step out, the world doesn't just see a car. They see you differently, elevated, respected, remembered. So when they ask you what it's like to drive a GLS Maybach 600, don't tell them about the specs. Tell them about the feeling, the transformation, the silence. Tell them about the moment you realized you weren't driving a vehicle. You were driving a legacy. Because this isn't luxury. This is motor by luxury.